Here we are with part 3 of the Pioneer System series, and today I'm going to discuss the 1620 Advance, which can bring about a pretty complicated game if white so chooses. I'm going to highlight two variations within this 1620 move, the first being a very forceful and natural attack with 2218. The second is the deceptive 1916 move, which can cause a lot of headaches if correct play is not known. So let's get started. Let's play through both of these variations. So how did we get to this landing in the first place? Well, as I mentioned in my previous videos, the Pioneer is more about formations and patterns as opposed to actual openings. So let's bring this back to the top so you can see how this landing was formed. And I've talked about how there's a number of different openings. I'm going to start again with this 914, 2217, and 1116. After 2419, 811, 2522, and now the 1115 attack, as I mentioned in part 1, is probably best, but this is the 1620 variation that we're going to talk about today, which allows white to get the center control first with 2218. 4-8 next, capture. 29-25, and now 11-15 must be played. If 11-16 is played, this is again forming Dunn's win, which I highlight in another video. So instead, 11-15 must be played. Capture. And now we are at the landing. From here, white has two major variations it can play. The first variation I'm going to show is the forceful and powerful 2218. The best reply for red is to flank with 1116. And then after all the captures, it's best for red to go 2-6 next. Now there's a couple attacks here for white. This deceptive 2318 and then 1814 is good, but I'm going to show the very solid 1714. Again, forcing the exchange. After 1-5, threatening this piece on 14, white must go 30-25. Red's going to continue with the runoff of 6-10. White backing up the piece. And now red is going to exchange the piece off 14 with 7-10. And now this is a common theme in some of these landings where you have a piece on 19 that's being restricted by this piece on 10. So the best way to draw this is actually 27-24, exchanging the piece off of 20. And then after 16-20, white just goes 23-18. You have the captures here. And either way red goes, whether it's 10-14 or maybe the 5-9, it's a very, very solid draw for both sides. So I'm going to show white's perspective now so you can see what that 22-18 attack looks like. Alright, let's play that 22-18 variation, but this time you can see it from white's perspective, and I'm also going to open with a different opening formation. So I'm going to start, instead of the usual 9-14, 22-17, and 11-16, I'm going to show you how this opening can be formed another way, and that's 12-16, 24-19, 16-20, 22-17, 9-14, 25-22, 8, 22-18, 4-8, the exchange, 29-25, 11-15, 25-22, exchange, and 8-11, and here we are again at the landing. So after 22-18, 11-16 now for red. And after the jumping sequences, 2-6. As I mentioned before, this 23-18 and then 18-14 is a good alternative, but this 17-14 is just rock solid. It's best. Now the 1-5 to threaten the runoff here, which white addresses immediately. And then exchanging the piece off of 14. And again, it's really good to be familiar with these types of formations, as the best sequence to draw here for white is exchanging off this piece on 20. And then after 16-20, the 23-18 allowing the exchange to happen is a solid draw. So now let's talk about the more deceptive 1916 variation. All right, let's play through that 1916 variation, and I'm going to show another way the landing can come about, and that is 11-16, 24-19, 8-11, 22-18, 4-8, 25-22, 16-20, 22-17, 9-14 exchange, 29-25, 11-15, 25-22 exchange, and 8-11, and once again, here we are. So I hope you are now starting to see the power of transpositions in checkers and how many openings can lead into the same landing. So we talked about the 22-18. Let's talk about this 1916 variation. Very deceptive, and knowledge is really necessary here. So after the exchange, red is going to advance and dominate the center of the board with 11-15. Now, if 27-23 is played, red has the powerful 20-24, really striking into white's double corner. If 26-23 is played, which is good, it's a good move, red has the 2-for-2 with the 15-18 advance. But I'm really going to focus on this 17-13, which I think is probably most natural and probably a lot of moves that you will all see when playing either online or in tournaments. So after this 17-13, it's best for red to go 15-19. And again, white has two really powerful variations, this 22-18, or again, what I think is the most natural, 22-17. Without prior knowledge, this move can really be a thorn in red's side. So the best way for red to move forward here is actually with this unnatural 10-15 move, which not only allows white to exchange into the heart of red's core, but also allows the 16-11 move, which again does not look good at first glance, but it's actually best. So after the exchange here, and again, white just goes in 16-11. Best play now for red is this 19-24. after 1924, white is going to go 26-22. Now there's a couple ways red can play here. It can either go the 14-18 advance, covered up by 30-25, or it can delay, which I think is best, with this 1-5. 30-25 is still played here, and now it's best for red to sink the piece 24-28. White is next going to go 26. And now after 14-18, it's best for white to go 26-23 if this 21-17 move is played, red can actually win with the 20-24 pitch first, followed by the 2-7, and then the in and out shot, and one of the pieces will be trapped. So that's no good. So instead, this 26-23 is best. Now a good tactical play here to master for red is this 20-24. Now white's going to take this piece, go up a piece, and red is going to get a king. White goes 23-18, and then red has to go 15-19 next, because otherwise this piece is just going to get trapped. And again, white is a piece up here in this formation. After 22-17 and the 32-27, it's really best for white just to concede the draw at this point. It's playing with fire a little bit, even though it is a piece up. And the best move is just to give the piece back. You can jump to 11. You can also jump 3-10. And then white is going to go 18-14 next. The red king advances here. (25-22), again threatening a 2-for-1. If red goes 6-10 next, then the drawing sequence here is for white to pitch. And then after 22-18, it's a solid draw for both sides. So now let's take a look so you can see it from white's perspective. All right, let's play through that 1916 variation, but this time you can see it from white's perspective. And again, I'm going to open up a little bit differently with 11-16, 24-19, 16-20, 22-17, 9-14, 25-22, 8-11, 22-18, 4-8, exchange 18-9, 5-14, 29-25, 11-15, 25-22, 15-24, 28-19, 8-11, and now here we are at the landing. So after 19-16, exchange, and then 11-15 is best. Now I already mentioned this 26-23 is also sound, very good. Then after the 15-18, but it's probably a little unnatural and probably not a move you would see if you're playing online. So instead, 17-13, and then after 15-19, this 22-17. Again, the 10-15 move is best, allowing the exchange and allowing white to get into the 11 square, further restricting red. But after the 16-11, white goes 19-24. Then you have 26-22, 1-5, 30-25, sinking the piece into the dog hole with 24-28, and now 31-26, 14-18, and now this 26-23. The key with 20-24, white going up a piece, but that's okay. Red then crowning, and then 23-18, red having to move this piece out of the 15 square to 15-19. And then after 22-17, looking to press the piece. But again, it's easiest and best for white to go 11-7, and then either jump will draw, but this 3-10's a little prettier. 18-14, continuing looking to press. And then after the 13-9 pitch and 22-18 will be a solid draw for both sides. So that's a wrap on part 3. Stay tuned for the final part of this Pioneer System series, publishing next week. It is going to focus on the delayed 29-25 attack from white. Thanks, as always, for watching.